Students, now let's discuss differential manometer. Differential manometers measure the difference of pressure between any 2 points in a fluid contained in a pipe or container or between 2 different pipes. This type of manometer is used where accuracy is the major consideration. A differential manometer consists of a U-tube of which 2 ends are connected to the points where difference of pressure is to be measured. The tube contains a manometric fluid that is a heavy liquid like mercury. Differential manometer is of 2 types. One simple U-tube differential manometer and second one is inverted U-tube differential manometer. Simple U-tube differential manometer is used to find large pressure differences, whereas inverted U-tube differential manometer is used to find small pressure differences. This is a simple U-tube differential manometer. Let's have a look at it. It consists of a glass U-tube which contains manometric fluid that is a heavy liquid like mercury. The 2 ends of the U-tube are connected to the 2 different pipes at 2 different points where we need to find out the pressure difference. We assume that these 2 liquids in 2 pipes are different and are lighter than the manometric fluid. Assume points A and points B. The pressure at point A is PA and the pressure at point B is PB. Consider that PA is greater than PB, means the pressure at point A is larger than the pressure at point B. When we connect this manometer to these 2 different pipes, the liquid from these pipes enter into the limbs of the manometer. In the pipe A, pressure is larger than that of pipe B. As liquid enters from pipe A into the left limb, the fall of the heavy liquid takes place and the rise occurs in the right limb. Similarly, the liquid from pipe B enters into the right limb. With respect to this datum line XX, let's assume the heights. H1. So H1 is distance of center of A, means this point, from heavy liquid level in left limb. So H1 is the distance of center of A, means point A, from heavy liquid level, means this level in left limb. Height H2. H2 is distance of center of B, means this point from heavy liquid level in right limb, means from this is the heavy liquid level. Then this H is difference in heavy liquid level in U-tube. Okay, so this is the difference in the level of heavy liquid in this U-tube. Here this rho 2 and rho 1. So rho 2 is the density of liquid at B and rho 1 is the density of liquid at A. This rho is the density of heavy liquid. Now let's derive an equation to find the pressure difference. Whenever we connect manometer to the pipes, according to pressure variation, a constant level of heavy liquid reaches in the manometer. Whenever this constant level reaches, pressure reaches to the equilibrium condition on both sides, that is the left limb and right limb. So we can apply the equilibrium condition here so that total pressure in the left limb is equal to total pressure in the right limb. So first we try to write total pressure in the left limb. Already we know that certain amount of pressure is acting in the pipe. that is PA. Write it as PA, that is pressure acting at the point A in the left limb according to height of the liquid H1. We can provide the pressure which is acting inside the left limb only. So, considering H1, the pressure in the left limb can be written as ρ1 H1G. ρ1 is the density of the liquid at A, H1 is this height, and G is acceleration due to gravity. This is given according to hydrostatic law. So there are only two pressures acting in the left limb. One is pressure already acting in the pipe, that is this PA, and another one is of liquid present in the left limb, that is ρ1 H1G. So the total pressure in the left limb is PA plus ρ1 H1G. Similarly, to find the total pressure in the right limb, we will consider pressure acting in the pipe at point B, that is PB. Pressure of the light liquid, that is H2 ρ2G, where H2 this height, ρ2 is the density of the liquid at B, and G is acceleration due to gravity. Also there is rise in the level of the heavy liquid in the right limb. So the pressure due to rise in level of the heavy liquid is ρGH. So rho density of the heavy liquid, G acceleration due to gravity, and H is the height, this height. So the total pressure in the right limb is the sum of these three pressures. So PB plus H2 ρ2G plus ρGH. So this is what we get from the equilibrium condition. So PA plus ρ1 H1G equals to PB plus H2 ρ2G plus ρGH. So here if we subtract PB from PA, that is the pressure difference, that is PA minus PB, we will get ρ2 GH2 minus ρ1 GH1 plus ρGH. So this is the relation by which we can find out the pressure difference in between 2 points. Here these two pipes are at two different levels, but we can face another condition where the two pipes are at the same level. So when A and B are at same level, this H can be written as H1 minus H2. So H can be written as H1 minus H2. Students, now let's talk about inverted U-tube differential manometer. This inverted U-tube differential manometer is used to measure differences of low pressure below atmospheric pressure, that is vacuum pressure. This is the diagram of inverted U-tube differential manometer. It is just like the reciprocal of the simple U-tube differential manometer. It consists of a inverted tube containing a light liquid, that is the manometric fluid is a light liquid here. Generally it is heavy liquid, but here it is lighter than the liquids flowing in these two pipes. Why we have to choose the lighter liquid here? In order to find out the vacuum pressure, we have to go for the lighter liquid. The two ends of the tube are connected to the points whose pressure difference is to be measured. Let us see the notations used here. Here PA. PA is pressure at point A and PB is pressure at point B. H1, this H1 is the height of the liquid in the left limb below XX. H2 is height of the liquid in the right limb below the level of light liquid. H means this H. It is the difference in height of light liquid in the left and right limbs. Rho1 is density of liquid at A and Rho2 is density of liquid at B. Rho is density of this lighter liquid. G is acceleration due to gravity. So to get the pressure difference between A and B, we have to balance the total pressure in both the limbs when the equilibrium reaches. So at the equilibrium, total pressure in the left limb is equal to total pressure in the right limb. So here the total pressure in the left limb is written as PA, that is this pressure existed at point A minus pressure exerted by the height of the liquid in the left limb, that is given as H1 Rho1 G. Here it is minus because the liquid is flowing upwards. That's why we have to consider this as negative. So this is the total pressure in the left limb. So this is equal to the total pressure in the right limb, that is written as PB, that is the pressure at point B, minus H2 Rho2 G minus H rho G. Now rearranging this equation, we will get PA minus PB is equals to, this will shift here, that will become positive. So H1 Rho1 G minus H2 Rho2 G minus H rho G. So here the pressure difference below the atmospheric pressure, that is vacuum pressure, is calculated by using this equation. Students, now let's see some of the advantages of manometers. Advantages of manometers: they are easy to fabricate, they are relatively inexpensive, they have good accuracy, they have high sensitivity, they require little maintenance, they are not affected by vibrations, and they are specifically suitable for low pressure and low differential pressures. Disadvantages of manometers: they are usually bulky and large in size, they are fragile and get broken easily. A capillary effect is created due to surface tension of manometric fluid. Readings of manometers are affected by changes in temperature, altitude and gravity. For better accuracy, meniscus has to be measured by accurate means. Applications of manometers: they are used in the maintenance of heating, ventilation and air conditioning system. They are used in the maintenance of low pressure pneumatic or gas systems. They have clinical applications such as measuring blood pressure and in physiotherapy. So students, here we finish study of manometers and their types. In the next lecture, we shall study Reynolds number and its significance. Students, if you think that this video lecture is helpful to you in your study, then please give us a like and subscribe to the channel Pharma Academy. Students, now we shall meet in the next lecture. Till then, enjoy your study.